fellow Filipino people, we are live here at the Congress Hall in Manila. Together with us is our Filipino fellow congressman and congresswoman of the 28th Congress. We have Mr. Giponis Salmaro, the 1st District Congressman of Ilocos Norte, who will discuss the overview or introduction of this bill. At to be followed by Ms. Crislin Olamed, the first nominee of Anak Bayan Party List, who will discuss the stakeholders who will benefit this bill and what they will gain from it. And Ms. Prel Netoda Camasola, the 3rd District Congressman of Bohol, who will discuss about the impact of this bill to the tourism and hospitality industry. Followed by the yours truly, Mr. Jeremy John Ranke, the 2nd District Congressman of Cebu, who will discuss the potential challenges when implementing this bill. And Ms. Cristel de la Peña, the 2nd District Congresswoman of Bohol, who will discuss the proposed solution to these challenges. And for the overall conclusion of this bill, it will be discussed by Mr. Franz Vero, the 3rd District Congressman of Palawan. And now, I will give this floor to Mr. Gipon Salmaro to introduce the introduction of this bill.
Good day everyone, so we're here to present and justify our proposed law, the Tourism, Hospitality Industry Disaster Preparedness and Risk Management Act of 2025. The Philippines, being an archipelagic country, is highly vulnerable to natural disasters such as typhoon, earthquakes, and flood. With a thriving tourism industry, it is crucial to ensure the safety of both local and international tourists, as well as the employees and business operating in this sector. This law is necessary because, despite existing disaster response mechanism, many tourist establishments lack of structured preparedness measures. Our proposal mandates all hotels, resort, and tourism-related business to establish risk reduction and management teams, ensuring a proactive approach to disaster preparedness. By doing so, we aim to protect lives, maintain business continuity, and promote a resilient tourism industry.
I am Crislin Olamed, and I will be the one to discuss the benefits to stakeholders. This law benefits multiple stakeholders, including tourists, business owners, employees, and local communities. The proposed Tourism and Hospitality Industries Disaster Preparedness and Risk Management Act of 2025 benefits several key stakeholders. For tourists, the law guarantees a safer and more secure travel experience. Imagine, when tourists arrive to a hotel or resort, they want to feel safe, especially in a country like the Philippines, which is vulnerable to natural disasters. This law ensures that if anything unexpected happens, like a typhoon or earthquake, there are already trained personnel and safety protocols in place to protect tourists. It reduces the risk of accidents and make their trip much more secure. For business owners, the law offers long-term security. Running a tourism-related business comes with its own set of challenges, and natural disasters can cause immense damage. The law encourages business owners to take proactive measures, like training their staff and setting up emergency systems. This reduces the likelihood of property damage and financial loss. Think of it as an investment in the future. While it might require initial effort and cost, it greatly helps businesses save money and reducing the risk. For employees, having structured emergency preparedness programs means they're well-trained and equipped to handle any situation. In case of a fire, a flood, or even an earthquake, employees will know exactly what to do. It empowers them, reduces panic, and ensures that they can protect themselves and the tourists effectively. Furthermore, this law can enhance the Philippines' image as a safe travel destination. When tourists know that the country is serious about disaster preparedness, they're more likely to choose the Philippines in their vacations. To put it simply, The law doesn't just focus on disaster prevention, it builds a culture of readiness and shared responsibility. Everyone benefits, from tourists to business, employees to local communities. It makes the Philippines a safer, more attractive destination and ensure that businesses are protected and ready for any challenge that comes their way. I will now give the floor to our Honorable Ms. Arlene Frel Ramasola.
Good day, everyone. I am Honorable Arlene Frel Ramasola, the Congresswoman of the 3rd District of Bohol, and I will discuss the impact of the bill to the tourism and hospitality industry. So the implementation of the Tourism and Hospitality Industry's Disaster Preparedness and Risk Management Act of 2025 will greatly strengthen the tourism and hospitality sector by ensuring that all establishments are prepared for emergencies. Pinaagi sa pag-establish or pagbutang o risk reduction and management teams or RRMT o offices or RRMO. Ang mga hotel, resort o uban pa mga negosyo mahimong mas andam o well better equipped to handle natural disasters like earthquakes, typhoons, as well as unexpected crises such as fire or medical emergencies. Dili lang kita magsalig sa gobyerno kung naay trahedya. Kay dapat mismo ang mga business establishment owners kabalo na unsa ang buhaton or pag-protect sa ilang empleyado o mga guests. This law mandates establishments to have their own trained personnel and emergency equipment, ensuring quick and effective responses. This proactive approach is crucial ilabi na kaysa 2022 according to PSA Gov.ph. Ang disaster mitigation expenditure sa Philippines reached 107.97 billion, showing the massive resources needed to address risk before they become fully-blown disasters. When we talk about full-blown disasters, it refers to a crisis or emergency that escalated to its worst possible state. In short, our proposed law or bill aims to prevent a small hazards from growing into devastating events that requires even more resources to recover from. So without proper disaster mitigation, small risks like minor flooding can turn into large-scale catastrophes like super typhoons, massive earthquakes, or widespread destruction. Prevention is better than cure. Mas maayo pag i-prevent or mangitag paagi na malesen kaysa huwaton nga mas muda ko ang problema nga lisod na noon solusyonan. Additionally, having a strong disaster response system will enhance the country's reputation as a safe and responsible travel destination, encouraging more tourists to visit. If mas daghan nga turista ang muanhi sa Pilipinas, that only means that malambo sad ang atoang lokal na ekonomiya. More than just a legal requirement, this law fosters a culture of preparedness and shared responsibility. Ang mga employees moagi og mandatory safe training, making them more competent in handling emergencies. Dili na magpanik kung unsay mga trahedya nga umaabot, like for example, sunog o linog, kay kahibalo na sila sa protocols ug aksyon nga buhaton. This is particularly important as a 2024 Harvard survey revealed that Filipinos' self-reported disaster preparedness level increased by 42% compared to 2017. This site is from the HHI Harvard Edo. Yet, there is still a room for improvement. Daghan pa ang need ng mga buhaton in order for this to become 100% or much better 101%. Business owners will also benefit as compliance reduces legal liabilities and penalties for negligence. O labaw sa tanan, this strengthens cooperation between private, business, local communities, and government agencies, ensuring a more coordinated response in times of crisis. So to sum it up, this initiative will not only save the lives of the employees as well as guests, but it will also enhance, sustain and elevate the Philippine tourism and hospitality industry. Usa ka industriya nga lig-on, andam, o dili basta-basta matayog labi na sa mga kusog na hagit sa panahon. We should always put in mind that preparedness is not an option, it is a necessity. So when we invest in safety today, we ensure the success and survival rate of our Philippine tourism and hospitality industry for generations to come. That ends my discussion, so I will now pass the floor to the Congressman of the 2nd District of Cebu, Honorable Jeremy Ronque, for the discussion about the potential challenges when implementing this bill or law.
Good day, everyone, to those watching us live here at the Congress Hall in Manila. My discussion is all about the potential challenges in implementation this bill. The first is, while this law offers numerous benefits, its implementation may face challenges. Some business owners may resist compliance due to increased operational costs for setting up risk reduction offices, conducting trainings, and maintaining emergency response equipments. So, dili dyan nato ni manika dyan na naadzoy mo upos, no? Kay walay balaod nga wala dyan ni upos, pero o atong mapadangat o kung sa dyan tumong or tinguha kining balaura to is maunigingon nga to prevention is better than cure, no? Usa ta makuan dapat manalipod ta wala pay mga emergency nga mga panghitabo to avoid many casualties or destruction of properties nga mas dako pa hinuon o moabot na ning mga emergency ha. The second one is the small establishment in particular might struggle with budget constraints. Additionally, enforcing compliance across all tourism establishments nationwide requires strict monitoring, which may strain the Department of Tourism and Local Government Unit, or LGU. The another challenges is the resistance to change. Many businesses operate under existing safety protocols and might view additional requirement as burdensome. So, ato makita no nga naadyo'y uban nga establishment nga gagmay pa, pero nakabutang sa atong balaod nga ang ilahang mga pahigayon din balaura is based ra o unsay ilahang gikinahanglan, unsay dapat o unsay need. Katong mga like mga dinagko na nga mga galastunon, dato nato ipahimo sa mga dagko na sa establishment. Kay if ever no, ang ato ang establishment is prepared kaadto, daghan kadtong mga tourists around the world nga mo sa Philippines nga if ever dili na ma-accommodate sa mga dagko nga establishment adto jud na mudong sa mga small business. So ang small business kung daghan ng mga tourists or mga turista nga mudong sa ilahang hotel, resort, so mulambo sad sila. So inagmulambo sila, anhapon sila mulambo sa ilahang pag-operate, mga need of equipments, mga need na daghan na sila kadtong mga kanang potential customers. That one is the third one is ensuring that all employees are adequately trained consistently. Particular emergency drill may require continuous monitoring and incentive. So, moingon sila nga dako na daghan na og mga kanang bitaw mga galastuhonon, pero i-compare nimo sa benefits nga makuha daning ngalo, mas dako jud ang matabang kini sa ato ang komunidad ug sa ato ang nasod. In particularly in responding to an different kind of natural disaster and emergency nga mahitabo sa atuang nasod. I will pass the next discussion to Ms. Cristel de la Peña, the 2nd District Congressman of Bohol.
So today, my part is I'm going to discuss the proposed solution to challenges for this proposed law. So, to address these challenges, the government can provide financial and technical support during the initial phase of implementation. So we need to have the support from the government by they must provide us the financial and technical support sa mga kinahanglan nato sa tourism and hospitality industry. So We need a helping hand to the government to offer us money and guidance for businesses when they first start following the new law, which is our proposed law, which is the risk management and the disaster preparedness. And we need to have the slow and steady so we can introduce the new rules, gradually giving businesses time to adjust and make changes. And this makes it easier for them to afford the new safety measures. So this includes subsidized training programs, grants for small businesses, and incentives for establishments that comply early. So establishing a phased approach where businesses gradually integrate the requirements will ease financial burdens. So we need to have also the teamwork. The government can work with experts in disaster preparedness to teach businesses how to be safer. So we need to have the safety protocol in our establishment so that we can be ready to the unexpected natural disaster and the calamities or unexpected emergencies para knowledgeable ang usa ka employee sa usa ka establishments para dali ra bitaw nila ma-address ang mga challenges nga makuan ko sa mga, for example, na typhoons or sa fire. Dali ra nila mga kay knowledgeable na sila ang sao nila pagsolusyonan ang usa ka problema. So moreover, DOT and LGUs can partner with private organizations specializing in disaster preparedness to conduct workshops and assessments. So strict but reasonable penalties should also be enforced to encourage compliance while allowing flexibility for establishments to meet the standards within a practical time frame. So that's all for my part. So I'm going to pass down to Honorable Mr. Franz Baru.
Good day, everyone. Good day, Ma'am. I am the last presenter of our law. The conclusion: the Tourism and Hospitality Industries Disaster Preparedness and Risk Management Act of 2025 is a crucial step in ensuring a resilient tourism sector in the Philippines. With the increasing frequency of natural disasters, proactive measures are no longer optional but necessary. This law provides a structured and systematic approach to disaster preparedness, benefiting tourists, businesses, employees, and communities. Although challenges exist, strategic solutions such as financial assistance, phased implementation, and public-private partnerships can address these concerns. And by working together, we can establish a safer and more secure tourism industry, ultimately reinforcing the Philippines as a world-class travel destination. And the conclusion of the Tourism and Hospitality Industries Disaster Preparedness and Risk Management Act of 2025 is a new law that helps and keep people safe when disasters happens ari sa atong nasud or country. Since atong country often faces typhoons, earthquakes, and other emergencies, this law makes sure na ang hotels, resorts, and other tourist spots are ready to handle them. And this law, Tourism and Hospitality Industries Disaster Preparedness and Risk Management Act of 2025, helps everyone like tourists, business owners, workers, and local communities by creating safety plans and providing training and preparing for disasters before they happen. And this way, there will be less damage, fewer injuries, and ang mga businesses is maka-recover faster jud if the disasters happen aris sa ato ang country. And some businesses might find it hard sa pag-follow sa rules at first because of the cost, but the government can help by giving financial support, allowing gradual changes, like allowing gradual changes. So it means making improvements step by step instead of all at once. Like this help businesses nga maghinay-hinay og adjust or slowly adjust to new disaster preparedness rules without too much nga financial pressure, while still becoming a safer over time. So it means nga ang government ani nga law is nag-allow jud og gradual changes and working with private companies to make things easier. And in the end, kaning nga law encourages everyone to work together to make the tourism industry safer and stronger. And if people feel safe when visiting here sa Philippines, the more daghan jud ng mga tourist moaris sa Pilipinas magbalik-balik, in which it really helps the country's economic growth. And that's all. Thank you.